Whenever you're ready with the captain's log.
Captain's log, stardate 8320.3. The Argo is following the Klingon battlecruiser Mek'leth, Kronos. I have made the long journey aboard the Klingon vessel as a show of good faith, as a way to keep an eye on Wolfgang and to try and be in position to hopefully foil any further attacks against High Counselor Gorkon. Thus far, Wolfgang has shown no signs of recovering his memory, and there has been no word from Commander Sori concerning the officer she claims disobeyed her orders and altered Wolfgang. The rendezvous with the Romulans is just a few days away, and I fear we are no closer to setting things right with the timeline. Lieutenant Jensen is trying to be helpful, but the neural damage she suffered when transferring aboard the Argo has left her uncertain and confused. So here we are, rushing into the lion's den at warp speed. Here's hoping we get some good luck, and soon. End log.
All right, so we're gonna start the scene off for our first scene, where we kind of left off the last time. A certain dark, dreary place. With Commander Wolfgang and Shistran.
I think all we had managed to do was determine that we were on some Class M planet in a cell that was old but had been upgraded with modern tech. It's apparently raining.
Suddenly rained.
You can feel the cold wind sweep through the cell or window as it starts to rain on the outside. You can feel the temperature in the room drop a few centigrade.
Finally, it's about to burn up.
Is the water? Is there any like water coming through the energy?
No.
The bars? Okay.
No. There's no water coming through the bars. Like you see the force field kind of on where the bars are at, kind of go off a little bit here and there when as the rain hits it.
Right. So the bars on the inside, not the windows, same kind of deal, bars and then force field.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of visible control panel or piece of paneling that might be able to be pried off?
No.
I'm gonna move somewhat closer to the window and try to take a nice deep breath, and try to see if I can smell anything like the smell of woods or the smell of the sea or anything that might tingle a memory that might give me some more hint about where we are. Mold, things like that.
Okay. Give me a. Let's go fitness science for this, as
Sure.
you're trying to kind of lift yourself up and then also analyze everything. Difficulty of 2.
Fair enough. Real reach here, chemistry focus.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said yes to that either, but worth asking. I'll give you a threat for a die. Cool. Good thing I did.
You lift yourself up, take a deep breath in to smell the outside atmosphere, and from what you can smell and kind of breathe in, you get this sort of salt taste in the back of your throat.
Um, any how do I phrase this? Any weird tang in the air when I breathe in like that, like indicating like like smog or any sort of artificial pollutant, or does it smell like fresh, clean air aside from the
It
salt?
smells like fresh, clean, very crisp air, untouched by modern technology.
Or so advanced it's that clean. No, but I know what you mean. I kind of let myself down while taking a deep breath. Well, we're near the ocean, that's for certain. It's not a large freshwater, and I don't smell anything that involves air pollutants or any chemical waste into the air. So either we're in a very advanced place where the air is scrubbed, or we're in an area that's very untouched by modern technology of any kind, even industrial age tech.
Except
So
for our cell, apparently.
I would assume a retrofit. I'm not even smelling like sometimes there's this almost an ozone taste in the air when there's a lot of impulse engines, especially older types. So
Shashran is going to. She's going to start by testing the bars, both the door and the window, see if any of them are loose, and then if there's no joy there, she's going to examine the walls and floor and all that, see if there's loose stonework or any kind of chink, as it may be.
You could give me, I guess, insight security difficulty 2, but for the most part, you don't really see anything.
I'll make a roll just for giggles.
Yeah, you don't really notice anything, but all of you can all of a sudden you start hearing the sound of phaser fire off in the distance.
Do we both hear it?
Yes, you both hear it.
Sound like it's coming from inside or outside?
Inside.
think it's ours. I'll kind of like crouch down a little bit, expecting to be shot at.
Yeah, does it sound Federation or no? Not.
It sounds very similar to the weapons you use.
But then again, a lot of species use phaser technology.
It's true enough. So it's just Shashran will like get up against the wall by the bars, looking down the hallway if she can tell where it's the phaser fire is coming from. Kind of get that angle look, see as much out as she can.
Okay. As you do that, the two of you kind of get close to the walls, get in position, away from angles where you think the fire is coming from. As the phaser fire intensifies, out of the corner of your eye, you see two very well-armed Starfleet security officers in full body armor stop right there near at the edge of the force field.
Wolfgang will kind of hold hold his hands up and stand up. Stand a little more clearly into their view.
Mm-hmm.
And you two are?
Commander, here, stand back away from the force field. And one of them, as one's guarding with his rifle pointed out, the other one attaches a device next to the force field.
Oh, and I back right away from it.
Yep.
A loud hum reverberates near the force field. You can see distortions ripple across the force field as the device suddenly falls to the ground and the force field collapses. Right this way, Commander. We got to move out. Our transport's here. We have to go.
nod, and I'll start following after them. I'll stay somewhat at arm's length to them, though.
Do you have a phaser you could spare?
And one of them pulls out his sidearm and hands it to you. Hands you a Type 2.
Put it on heavy stun.
What ship you two with?
We're a covert team, sir. We were sent here by Admiral Cartwright to investigate certain Klingon activity. That's when we picked up your distress beacon.
Well, I, for one, have never been so glad to see those ugly damn helmets as I was when you two came around the corner.
I could use a sidearm as well if you don't mind. I look at the other guy who probably hasn't given his yet.
Yeah, the other guy just kind of reaches in as he's kind of motions
Yeah, no.
to pull it out of his, like he's kind of guarding the hallway corridor.
Yeah, I'll draw it away from him because I didn't want to just grab it and surprise him. Surprise! You know.
You follow us.
Lead on.
As they escort you, and they notice that they're escorting you away from the actual fire, the phaser fire, more down the corridor, almost further in, and then you kind of take another detour and start climbing up a set of stairs. The two of you injured as they're kind of escorting you through the compound.
Thankfully, no.
Shran's going to quickly check the energy level on the phaser she's been given.
It's fully charged.
Okay.
Your team works fast to get as quickly as you did.
To be honest, sir, it's luck. It's a miracle we even picked up that beacon implant of yours.
Oh, that's right.
You did ask for an implant.
That's right.
How?
Remind me to buy the doctor a drink when we get back to the Argo.
I'll be sure to. Might put in a little commendation for him. Put it down deep enough.
Where are we anyway?
Good question.
Well, some hellhole in Klingon space.
Well, that narrows it down. So what's the plan, friends? We getting up to, we shuttling up or we getting beamed out of here?
Plan is to get to our shuttle. We have a ship hidden on one of the gas giants.
We expecting hostile fire on the way up, or we good out?
Well, that's why we're taking this roundabout, sir. Gotta go away from where the rest of the strike team's out there giving us a diversion.
Not to tell you how to cook, but they have their own way out.
They do indeed. Leave no one behind, sir.
God, that adage didn't go away since I left the covert service.
It's one of Shran's values.
It sort of dovetails into something more Berg held. It's just different. Any word on the Argo? Or you've been briefed on that?
No word. I haven't been briefed. We've been calm silent, sir. My question is, what are you doing out here? The Argo was last reported on the border zone.
I think I'll take the details of that with your CO. At this moment, I need to verify bona fides before I can talk more in detail.
Of course, sir.
But I appreciate the rescue all the same, though, boys.
Shran will stick close to Wartburg and keep sharp lookout.
As you continue on down the corridor, the one security guard he stops, he kneels and holds his hand up. indicate to do for the halt.
Yeah, I stop.
Kind of motions with a hand signal gesture, which both of you be aware of, that he spots 2 Klingons.
I kind of gesture with my phaser armed, or then I make a sort of slashing motion with the other hand. Trying to indicate, are they armed with phasers or blades?
He motions each one they're armed with, he sees bladed weapons as well as disruptor pistols.
I'll kind of move close to Shishran and kind of say very quietly, you take lead on this. This is your specialty, not mine. Although, even though he says that, he sets his phaser up to kill.
Goodness.
But he gives you no instruction. He just to do that. He just kind of does it to for his phaser in particular.
Yeah, fair enough. Hold on, I'm figuring out what I'm giving her this go around. Just had it. Yeah, it's a good one. So are the Klingons visible? GM?
Sort of. You currently are hunkered down along a corridor wall. They seem to be sort of patrolling the next corridor. They are moving away from you.
Okay. Gonna kind of hold and hopefully we can get past them without starting up a ruckus here.
All right, give me control security. Difficulty of. I'll spin a little thread here. Difficulty of 3. Kind of move across the corridor silently.
Difficulty of 3. Goodness gracious.
Could I assist with?
Oh no! Every individual has to make this.
Oh, in that event. Oh, and it's difficulty for each of us.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I'm think I'll start this off because I have a value. Unless she has a value that'll roll into this, because I'd rather she generate momentum.
Don't really have a value that rolls into it too much beyond, I guess, the mission directive, which would be escape.
Yeah.
Your guys' mission directive is essentially to escape.
Right.
The rest of the Argo crew is kind of different.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to lead off, by all means.
Okay. I'll go with the value of. There's a couple that could be either the simple things must never be forgot, so just simple sneaking around without all the fancy tech. That's what it's boiling down to. Or service doesn't always ask us what we expect, because we're now skulking around from Klingons and kind of isn't what we do normally. It's what this guy does normally, but most officers don't.
So you're using a value for this?
Yes. And focus of infiltration.
I'll take infiltration for the focus.
Tick, tick. So I should hit it, but just to be extra safe, I'll give you a threat. 2 threats, sorry, for an extra die.
Okay.
Well, that's what we're gonna do.
You generate 1 momentum. the security guard motions and you hurry across the corridor.
I guess I'll go next. Small unit tactics for a focus.
Probably, I guess, be at an increased complication range for this. You're gonna use that focus.
And now I'll skip the focus. I will give you 3 threat for 4 dice. There we go.
Generate another momentum.
Could we, with that, possibly create the advantage that they kind of seeing what we did, it's going to make it easier for those guys to get to us? Or maybe boost their confidence, like they have covering fire on the other end of the area if they happen to screw up.
Sure.
Or
Or-
we could use it to create an advantage that there is a massive crack of rolling thunder that works to A, half distract the Klingons, and B, cover the sound of the guards rushing across the corridor to join us.
Hey, I'm good with that myself.
Sounds like you're about to say, scares the Klingon or something like that's not gonna happen.
Well, since we're hearing rolling thunder, I just thought it might work out for a
Hey,
cool
they made it.
advantage.
I get it.
Well, there is a complication for the one.
But he made it, so yay.
Kinda, yeah. There across the one actually trips, trying to watch his movement. The other one makes it across, and he motions and like he falls. There's a little bit of loud thump for a second, and then he gets up, hurries as the two Klingons turn around and look at hearing the sound. It's definitely not thunder. And they begin walking back towards the corridor.
Is our route forward open?
You can keep going down that corridor, but they might be. We're in a little space on the map. I'll slide everyone over.
So it's not like we've crossed the corridor and now going down a separate one to.
It was just a narrow. Sorry, it was just a straight path, like it was an intersection.
Mm-hmm.
So you went across the intersection to the other side.
Okay.
You can go down further.
Hallways or anything to duck down nearby down this corridor?
That will be another control security difficulty of 2. For everybody to duck in.
What do you think? Should we take them out or try and stay stealth?
I'm gonna try to maintain stealth.
Yeah. Control security difficulty 2. Alright, I'll give you a threat for a 3rd die. Ooh.
You made it.
Yeah. It's not good though.
No.
You have bold security?
No.
Complication.
Old security's her next one.
It's always funny rolling a complication when you make a roll. It's like, well, on the
succeed.
plus side, I did the thing I wanted. On the downside, something bad happened.
All right. So Shishran, you duck into essentially a room. You get inside. You open the doors, and inside the room is full of Klingons eating their mess. Gawk, food, Romulan ale, you name it, and it's pretty full. You open the door. What are you going to do?
Have they noticed me?
Not yet. But the door is open and you're standing there.
I'm going to try and duck back into the hallway and close the door quietly.
Oh, you'll have to roll for this. So, control security, difficulty 2.
Same old, have a threat. Because I love to give you threat tonight, apparently. There we go.
You get a momentum. You manage to quickly shut the door before the other Klingons notice. Yet this other group, you
Yeah,
can hear the footsteps.
I
getting
gesture
closer.
towards the door and just make the sign for lots of enemy.
Um, I'm gonna tap the guy who's next to me, like the security guy, and like pull him close and like lean close to him a second and go, "We're gonna make a run for it. Lead the way. We're not hiding from these guys."
He nods, and you guys just start running down the corridor. One is
Yeah, getting into a
taking-
firefight here is how we're gonna get
Yep.
mobbed.
Okay. Yeah, I don't feel like getting in hand to hand with a Klingon tonight.
See, 2 Klingons not so bad. It's the room full that you found that's kind of my
Yeah.
issue. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna run for it. Forget this.
complications.
Yep.
Leg it.
You make running down. The 2 Klingons that were starting to investigate pick up their pace. They turn the corner. You manage to get a fairly good distance, but I need everyone to make a fitness security difficulty of 1.
There she goes.
2 momentum.
I'm gonna grab at least one of those momentum for an extra die. Doop, doop. I don't have anything that'll help, so. Pooh.
3 momentum gained.
Each of our friends can. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, pretty good fitness security.
Oh, they both made it anyway, so yeah.
Yeah. And 4 of you hustle down the corridor wall as you notice that the Klingons are chasing after you. Luckily, the sounds in the mess are too loud. Only to find
Oh god, he's dire sized. Sorry.
Dire Klingon.
2 more appear in front of your path. Or sorry, 3. Right there at the next intersection. One of the security guys immediately kind of ducks in a crevice along the corridor, and he kind of motions, everyone to find cover. And as you hear the Klingon shout, "Halt!"
So is there another one of those kind of niches or whatever to get a little bit behind cover?
I would say, yeah.
Kind of like opposite side there or something?
Yeah.
Do these guys have weapons drawn?
Yes, all of them have drawn their weapons.
Um,
They've
I
closed.
I'm gonna set the beam to wide, and I'm gonna fire at him, and hopefully get his buddies.
You're currently at long range. These guys are a bit further down. These guys are closing in. They're currently at extreme range.
Sorry, I'm confused. Say that again.
This group here is in long range.
Okay.
These guys are in extreme currently.
Okay. Um,
So that would be control security difficulty of 3 from where you're at. So I'm
so I have your
taking
threat.
threat. You don't get damage reduction.
I fought Klingons before. Like, no, you guys can take this. Gonna buy myself 2 dice. Hand phases as a focus, because I have that now. Wish I had talents to put into this, but I'm not supposed to be doing stuff like this. Ba-ba. Bang. So before you give me a result,
Hey, you really aren't supposed to be doing this.
no, I think I'm gonna try to challenge a value to get a determination, because that's a terrible miss.
Can succeed at cost. I will let you do that, but there'll be a complication.
Um, I'm gonna try to challenge. Promise. What would I spend it on? Well, on the mission directive. So I'm gonna challenge the value of knowledge preserves us from the ignorant, because I'm not really spending time to get to know the situation. I'm just acting before the situation escalates further, rather than sitting down, biding my time, figuring out what's going on.
Okay.
And that is now gone. Hooray! I like that value. It's the only one that makes sense to challenge. And spending it toward the mission directive of escape. Like they are barring our way out. So
All right.
rerolling those 3 fails. Da, 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 da. Oh, thank you.
You get 1 momentum. Roll your damage.
And it's type 2, so that makes life simple. I'll throw in to reroll those 2 that whiffed. There we go.
Okay. You hit all 3 with the area on your phaser. And all 3 go down.
And I'm gonna spend one to get an extra minor. Oh, actually, do I have a minor? No, I had to area attack, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
spend.
you did the area for charge.
So I'm gonna spend for an extra swift task to kind of, not swift task, but extra minor,
Minor.
so I can duck into some cover, because these guys back
Okay.
here probably aren't gonna be happy with me. I
Those
just shot
guys
your
go
friend.
down. This Klingon immediately takes cover and shoots at you, Wolfgang.
I didn't do anything.
You only
I
took
just
down.
badly burned his friends. They're fine. Come on, I did him a favor. I probably got him promoted.
Spending a threat for lethal.
No.
I'll spend 1 for an extra dice.
That seems harsh. At least
Yeah.
he's at extreme range. Hooray. Small
Oh.
comfort.
Yeah. Uh, he fires his disruptor pistol, and apparently he over-tuned it. And it explodes. Like, he hears the warm-up, and he just quickly tosses it away as it overheats on him. And you see the shot just glaze right past you down the middle of the hallway, hitting the corridor wall. It's now back to you guys.
What's the range on these guys?
They're an extreme.
Okay, I'm going to
So-
take the one that hasn't thrown his weapon away.
Be difficulty 4 base to hit them.
Okay. I'm going to. How far can I move in a minor action?
1 range category, so you can move to
Where they were just
long.
in long? Okay. So I'm going to move up to where they're in long. I'm going to spend a momentum for another minor to aim, so that Deadeye Marksman will come in, which should reduce the difficulty down to 2.
Right.
And phasers as a focus. Let's control and security. I'll give you a threat for a 3rd die. Nice.
Wow. 3 momentum gained. Roll your phaser damage, please.
This is what happens. Security takes a shot rather than the commander.
Oh, and I'm heavy stunned. I don't.
Wow.
That's still enough to take him down.
Okay, I'm going to spend 2 momentum for a swift task. I have
Down to 1 momentum.
I have fire at will, which means that when I make a ranged weapons attack and then use the swift task momentum spend to do a second one, I can ignore the normal
Yeah,
difficulty.
so difficulty is still 2.
Okay. I'll give you that momentum for a 3rd die this time.
I could use more threat.
You're good. You're fine. You
3
got plenty
momentum
earlier.
gained. 3 momentum gained. Roll phaser damage for me, please. That's the same roll.
And I'll re-roll those 2. With the
Yeah,
momentum,
that's
since we
worth
have
it.
one.
Hey. Now, if we could only roll this good during the Romulan attack.
Right?
Jesus.
And he goes down. Spending 2 threat here. The corridor earlier, you noticed, which was the mess hall. Doors open up and a large number of Klingons start filing out, and they stop. They look at all of you in the hallway and they shout, "Intruders!"
Boys, I think it's time we beat feet, as the humans say.
Move, move, move. As we're getting our run on, I'm gonna try to look around real quick to see if there's anywhere that we could any loose bit of the corridor that we could possibly collapse behind us.
Uh, as you're running, go ahead and roll. Let's make this reason plus security difficulty 2 to kind of create that advantage.
Sure. None of these. I'm reaching a little. Hand phasers as a focus on the basis that it's something that our phaser can actually take down.
Yeah.
I'll throw a momentum at that for an extra die. Testing theory doesn't come into it because I haven't looked at stuff to blow up before, so.
You got it. You realize there's a structure support beam as you're running towards that you think if well placed shots with potentially a type 3 you could collapse that section.
And the security guys are running around with rifles.
Yes, they are. I give them
Lieutenant,
something to do.
procure yourself a rifle and take that support beam down.
Aye, sir. I held up my Mark II. Trade.
Give me present security difficulty 2.
Probably not too enthused about giving up his rifle. This is mine. Forgot.
Be fair, he did just see her take down 2 Klingons back to back. Presence security. Sure, why not? What's the difficulty?
2.
Oh, I guess I'll use the momentum for a third.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's like, I don't think now's the time to trade, ma'am.
We need to take down that pillar, and I'm a better shot than you.
He kind of snickers as you're running down. He stops, looks at the pillar, kneels down, takes an aim.
She misses some kind of ream.
He aimed.
That's true. Hey.
He fires the his rifle and gives it a nice good, spread on the actual support beam, and he kind of like taps Shred on the shoulder. He's like, "We gotta go," and the whole thing starts collapsing,
Yep, run.
barricading the other Klingons as they're giving chase. It's like Betty Hill all of a sudden.
Yep.
Good shot. He kind of shrugs at his lieutenant like, they got the job done.
Fair enough.
They stop at the next intersection. They kneel down. The one kind of motions to the other guard to move across. Moves across the intersection. As they both look down the corridor. The other one whispers, "Go to the left, Commander. This way is out."
I start heading that way and I kind of look at him before heading down. You coming with?
He's on the other side of the corridor, like he's guarding. Like they've
Oh,
taken
oh,
cover
so they're-
position.
Oh, so it's like go this way, dummy,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Okay, yeah. Now I'm gonna be Mr. Paranoid here, but fits my background. Do I get a feeling that these guys that we're being led on the like this is all one big screen, like they're trying to trap us in some way, or they're actually here to rescue us?
Give me insight command difficulty of 3.
Um, team dynamics focus on the basis that maybe they're coordinating in some way, and I might catch that they're setting me up, or they're acting like guards guarding a VIP.
I'll take that.
I'll give you an extra. Brain. I'll give you a threat for an extra die. You said 3. I might whiff this. I'll give you 2 more threat for an extra die. And that's what we're gonna do. Well, I made it. For all that's worth.
You notice he's going to kill you just as the knife slits in.
That's. Oh, okay.
You were complaining about threat. You could get 2 more.
It's
So
true. I could take that, but I'm gonna use the complication.
fine. Strand gets stabbed.
Nah. Oh, okay. Gotta get off the laughing fit here. All right. So you get the feeling that yeah, these guys are very well coordinated, almost too coordinated. Like you do realize that yeah, you put a beacon, a subdermal beacon on you for emergency transport and to alert if when you're in danger. Um, the issue is though, like this is awful, like huge luck that they even found you. And because of your sense of time, like the time scale in your mind, something just feels off.
Yeah.
But these guys definitely appear to be wanting to protect you. You're just not sure what this is all about and how they got here, or even if what they claim is true.
I'm wondering what their ears look like under those helmets.
No. Wolfgang being Wolfgang. Yeah. So he's gonna walk up. He's gonna move quickly up to not. He's probably further down. I'll probably move up to this guy. He's probably closer. And I'm going to jump the phaser that has the kill setting on at his neck and go, you need to explain to me right now who you're with, how you knew I was here, or you're going to be missing a head in a second.
And Shishran will draw a dead bead on this guy.
I told you, Commander, we're here under Admiral Cartwright's orders. We're
Ship
investigation
clearance
team.
number, or you're dying. I press a little harder.
USS Valiant.
Registry number.
NCC 1608.
Shishran, is there any Valiant that's in the anywhere near our deployment area? I don't take my eyes off the guy because I am pointing a phaser at him.
What con do you want me to roll?
That's gonna be reason plus con. Difficulty of 2.
Am I better at that roll than you?
Probably, since my reason is 7. My con is 3. I'm only rolling a 10.
I'm rolling 1 more than you, honestly. But I asked you, so we'll just hope for the best, honestly.
Fair enough. I'll give you a threat for a 3rd die. I don't think I have any focuses that will apply, so there we go.
Give me a threat, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I was reading chat. There is a Valiant, and that is the registry code number for it. However, the Valiant is supposed to be nowhere near where you guys were at, unless you're really far out there. And
Ship and number checkout, Captain, but as far as I know, they're nowhere near this area of space, unless we got carted halfway across from our starting point.
What's your name, officer?
Chief Petty Officer Douglas, sir. He kind of pinched the hand phaser into his neck.
All right, petty officer. Give me the rifle. You lead the way.
Sir,
Your friend can.
we're here to rescue
That wasn't
you.
real. That wasn't a request. I pressed the phaser at him.
As you're doing that, I need the 2 of you to make a insight security check.
Sure.
What's the diff?
Difficulty is 1.
Oh. You're no help.
Oh, okay.
Actually, my talents won't apply because this is a science or engineering problem. So, trying to think. Without knowing what I'm rolling for, I would guess maybe a focus at either cultural studies or infiltration or team dynamics. But you tell me if any of those proc.
One of them procs.
Okay.
Could I spend my determination on the mission objective to reroll?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So I will do that,
Thank you.
and then let's try this again. There we go.
Oh, that's just funny.
1 momentum.
I
I mean, there's a lot of
extra.
Klingons that are coming in to play. I'm just with that complication.
Wow, 2 nat 20s.
Yeah, that's just luck. I'm gonna buy an extra die with that momentum generated. Thank you for that. Bang.
Nice.
4 momentum gained. You hear off in the distance the sound of footsteps coming around a corridor.
This way?
The other direction.
This way. Shoot.
Keeping her phaser trained on this guy. Shashran will move up this way.
And peering through the corridor, kind of stealthily, is off in the distance. It's a little further away in extreme range, but you almost recognize, a humanoid female figure whom you've met before. Here out of the corridor. This was a while ago.
Commander Sori?
No.
Oh well.
They're not dressed in a Starfleet uniform, or any uniform that matter. It's more of civilian clothing. Rough jacket, kind of average height for a humanoid female. Somewhat, she appears to be probably maybe in her mid-50s. And she stops, she notices, and then she kind of ducks in the corridor and goes, Commander Wolfgang? And
You're talking to him. Who are you?
I think that's Captain What's-Her-Face from
you,
Chilius Prime.
you instantly kind of give me an insight command. Difficulty 2 to see if you kind of recognize the voice in that instance.
Team dynamics infiltration
No.
on the basis of no. Yeah, I'm reaching there. I'll throw momentum at it. Oops.
Sugi Ray. That's who I'm thinking she was.
You recognize it as the sort of outlaw Captain Mitsurugi Ray.
Oh. How can we help each other? I'm somewhat tied up at the moment. Aren't I, Chief Petty Officer?
Commander, what are you doing here?
Apparently being rescued from being imprisoned. You?
You remember that thing we talked about? I'm kind of investigating that. I am a wanted criminal.
You know these two? They with you?
No, they're not with me. My wait team is here with me. We're docked behind this corridor. I recommend we get out of here. Why are you going that way?
Oh, these two nice gentlemen decided to suggest this way as the safe way out. But I'm more inclined for them to drop their rifles and they can go that way and we're going with you.
Give me presence command. Let's make this a difficulty of 4.
Yeah, it's almost like... And kind of trying to lump into that, I do intend to say to them that I'm going to give them their Type 2s. I want the rifles, and I want them to be able to defend themselves. I don't want them stranded, but I don't want them having rifles. On that basis, I would like to try to throw in the focus of persuasion.
I will take the persuasion focus.
Okay. Bargain talent, I think, fires. I'm going to make sure that I'm not making stuff up. Talent. Command. I almost never use it, so I'm very unfamiliar with it. Boop. Boop. I'll throw that in Discord. If you think that fires, if not, it's good either way. I got the focus, that's what I care about.
Yeah, I'll fire here.
Okay. In that case, difficulty 4, you said. I'm gonna throw all 3 momentum at it for 2 extra dice. What threat are you setting at right now?
10. I'm spending quite a bit of it.
I'll buy the last die with threat. But I want to make this roll. Slight overkill, but okay.
So 1, yeah.
I'm not rerolling that 0. I'm not pushing my luck.
1 momentum gained. The other one kind of looks, and because of that, bring them in. She kind of motions her like other away team members to essentially kind of file out, pointing weapons down the corridor.
In what direction?
They're not aiming at you, but they're aimed at the 2 security officers.
Oh, okay. So do these 2 guys drop their rifles?
They notice that they're outnumbered. They put the weapons down.
Lieutenant, rifle, and give them your phaser. We're not leaving them stranded. And I'll scoop up his rifle, and I'll kind of toss the Type 2 like down this way, so he has to run after it. So I have more time with the rifle.
So Strand does the same thing and says, "Told you should have traded."
Enjoy your flight. Run, run, run.
Yep.
They run after their the type 2s.
Lead the way. I'd hurry. We angered a lot of Klingons on here.
She pulls out her comm badge. Captain Mitsurigi to Atlantis, 6 to beam up. I hope you guys heard that.
Yep. TOS transporter.
Yep. And with that, we're going to transition to Argo.
Atlantis, I thought that was destroyed.
New scene change, so you go down 1 momentum.
Oh, wow.
Currently, the Argo is following the Klingon battle cruiser Mek'leth towards Kronos.
Martel's not here, so you want Chitre in the con?
Did we just forget about me driving the ship?
Having control of the bridge, I think it was the captain was driving at. What rank are you, con guy? I don't
He's a
know.
lieutenant.
Lieutenant? Okay.
Yep.
We'll go kind of silent with Martell's just kind of,
NPC.
NPC in like orders right now.
Okay.
But Doctor's not here. I had stuff. That's some minor things for the Doctor, but that's okay.
Well, there's always Ansas.
Yeah, we can come back to that later, though. Rayburn, you're currently at your station monitoring things. You kind of notice something odd on internal sensors.
Well, that's odd. I say out loud.
Martel just kind of stops. Something the matter?
Yeah, there's something odd.
Okay, so for this test, since you're kind of picking up strange internal readings on the internal sensors, this is going to be an extended task for you.
Hooray.
Yay! Hooray. This is going to be reason plus security, assisted by the ship's sensors plus security. Work 12, magnitude 3, resistance of 2. The difficulty is set at 3 to start.
Oh, this is gonna go bad.
What just happened?
I gave the
All right.
security officer an extended task, which is abnormal.
Yes. And he
Oh, I
chose
see.
reason, which is my lowest stat.
Well, you are investigating this, so.
I know. I'm just saying it's my
I'll be
lowest stat.
spending that determination early.
All right. I guess I will give you 3 threat because, why not? And get 2 extra dice.
Is difficulty 3.
Yes, but I got a reason of 7. I'm gonna need this. All right, so that gives me 4 dice. I still didn't get it.
Yeah. You don't have bold, right?
Nope. I have a value of bold. Nothing, sir. I think it's just a sensor glitch. Nothing to worry about.
It's an extended task. You can keep trying,
You can keep trying at it as an extended task, but
All right. Okay, so I guess I will try again.
if you wish to get, actually, someone needs to roll for the ship though sensors security though, real quick.
Yes, perhaps
Okay.
that will give me
Yes.
that one we so desperately need.
There you go.
Hey! All
Roll
right,
7 challenge dice, please.
7. Right. Enter.
And if you wish to ask for some assistance from someone on the bridge, you can.
This is Rayburn we're talking about here.
It's true. That is 4 worked on the work track. That is not enough for a breakthrough.
Can I? Oh shoot, we don't have any momentum.
There's
God
no
dang it.
momentum.
Ah, bastards. Dirty, dirty little bastards.
If you want, I'll take a threat. If you want to do piercing.
Yeah, go ahead, take your threat.
Yeah, I'm up to
I'll give you my
17.
breakthrough. We get an encounter with the Borg now.
You don't have to worry about the Borg. It's too early for them.
No, the Borg was in Enterprise.
Yeah, I don't feel
Suddenly
like
Borg.
story-wise hand washing. Oh, there's a cube that appears, magically in this
I
time
wonder
period.
what that thing could be.
We're on the way to Kronos and are going to rendezvous with some Romulans. He doesn't need the Borg.
That's
Oh,
true.
shit.
All right, so that's one breakthrough.
Yes, difficulty goes down to 2. You're currently at 6. Worked on the work track. One breakthrough. Difficulty is now 2. Reason plus
All right.
security, assisted by these ships' sensors plus security.
I will just give you one threat this time for 3 dice. God damn it.
Just need the ship. Just got it. Again,
The Argo.
7 challenge
rolling
dice, please.
7.
8, so that's actually 6 work.
That's a breakthrough.
As a breakthrough, it actually will complete the extended task because you filled the work track, which gets you another breakthrough.
Woohoo!
You did it.
Rayburn's on a roll. Wait, it might not have been nothing at all. Hang on.
I'm not entirely sure what to do yet.
Sir, I'm reading what almost appears to be ghosts on the images on this ship. However, I'd like to point out that they seem to be in key locations. We've also registering a minor power loss on Deck 12, Section 8 for 2 seconds. And that's right after the ghost started appearing.
Look, guys, might be a problem with the internal sensors. I'll get on it.
Sir, I recommend that we go to security alert just to be on the safe side. We are in hostile territory.
Good caution there. I'll be in main engineering, looking at those sensors. Who's the
goes on
highest ranking
comms.
officer? Is it Rayburn or is it?
Well, I'm a lieutenant.
Both are lieutenant.
I think Chitray has seniority. Not sure.
That's right. We have been
Well,
handed to Jatray a
Rayburn
lot.
is a veteran.
Hmm.
He's actually a kind of old fart veteran too.
Well, then he may be the senior lieutenant. Because Anders got promoted from JG on the Argo. So yeah, you're probably senior.
Shork, bridge is yours.
Who?
You. He gave you command of the
Oof.
bridge.
Yeah, you get to sit in the comfy chair.
Yay! I barely know what's going on. I just noticed a ghost and security alert. Okay, cool.
And Rayburn will be contacting his section leaders and security, telling them to send patrols, especially into the areas that have ghosts, and the area that had the power surge or whatever that was.
don't know what to do.
GM, did you copy that?
So you contacted your section leaders, put them on security alert. So give me present security difficulty 2.
Well, it's not my weakest stat, but it's
And
the
this
next
is
one.
kind of create an advantage to have them on high alert. Then they're kind of on the lookout for anything out of the ordinary. They come back up and like, yeah, sure, yes, Lieutenant, we're on it. As they kind of muffle themselves with the comm channel going off, like, it's probably another one of those stupid drills he wants to run again. Gonna have to muscle them into.
Oh, Rayburn's going to be running some big drills after this.
Meanwhile,
In the Fortress of Doom.
on board the Mek'leth with Captain Haggard. What we would assume to be Lieutenant or Commander Wolfgang.
Lieutenant Commander. Hey.
Yeah. Sorry, I misspoke for a second.
Sure.
He meant ensign.
Hey, now that's my decision. So, how are you feeling today, Wolfgang? Remembering anything?
Not terribly. A little bit, but it's hard to focus. It's like remembering what someone else told you. I mean, I am Wolfgang. I do know that. Wolfgang von Wartburg. But it gets fuzzier after that. I've been trying to fill in the blanks from the pad, but it's like some of the words are familiar to me. Some of them are just, all Greek to me. Actually, I think I know Greek. Glances sideways for a second. But you get what I mean, I think.
Don't push too hard. From everything I've read about memory loss, it tends to come back on its own, sometimes suddenly, but pushing doesn't help it at all. I'll see if I can't convince the general to let the doctor or Dr. Brennan or Dr. Ansas come over and make sure that you're still doing okay after the operation.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Are our hosts treating you all right? I mean, besides the food?
I have no complaints so far. Then again, I'm being carted off somewhere I know not where and charged for I don't entirely understand what.
Well, we're working on that, but if you get a chance, try their coffee. It's called Rock de Gino, and it's really remarkably good.
Sure it's delicious.
I'll leave you to it and see if we can't get the docs over to take a look at you. Don't worry, we're going to get you out of this.
Appreciate it.
And I'll go over and give him, a manly shoulder squeeze. seems like kind of the relationship that Haggard and Wartburg would have. And then I will see if I can't see General. Where's his name? Kern.
All right.
General, I wonder if you might give permission for my ship's physician to transport over to take some scans of Commander von Wartburg. His memory still hasn't returned, and I'd like to, although I'm sure your doctor is quite competent, I'd feel better if mine could take a look and see if there's anything he thinks he might be able to do.
Very well. Though you'll have to wait until we drop out of warp. We're nearing the rendezvous coordinates.
Understood, and thank you, General. And I will contact the Argo and tell sickbay to get a doctor ready to come over. Oh, in general, any word from Commander Sori on the traitor in her ranks, apparently?
The Romulan is not so forthcoming.
Why am I not surprised?
Cowards, all of them.
Well, let's just hope we can sort this out without all three of our empires going to war.
If we do, it'll be a good day to die.
Yes, but then we might, but General, we might live and then wake up and the Gorn are running things.
You are human.
So we're not rendezvousing with the Romulans in Kronos space. We're rendezvousing outside, right?
Yeah, outside of
Okay.
Kronos.
Okay. I didn't figure they'd let the Romulans into the home system. So yeah, just enjoy Roctagino and wait until I can see if the doctors know anything more about what's going on with von Wartburg.
All right. Thank you for not setting that up. Meanwhile, back on the Argo.
Ooh, we have a new character.
Actually, quite a few for the medical staff, apparently.
Yeah, we almost killed them all last time, so.
Oof.
But Ansos was there to save the day.
So, in sickbay, Jensen is still resting comfortably. I would say these three probably at this point in time have given temporary quarters.
Oh, was when they handed over the hostages, was Commander Beckman with them? Was he one of the ones that we got handed over?
I gotta look back at my notes real quick. Yes, he was.
Okay. He was the intelligence asset.
So for the medical staff that are currently in sick bay, you notice that all of a sudden the power in sick bay all goes out. Everything goes completely dark.
And says it's like, I can't work like this.
Or Wolfgang.
Would the bridge be reported of this so I can maybe ask the engineering to fix it?
Yes, the bridge would have gotten a report on this.
To which I guess I would report to engineering to see what was going on.
Bridge real quick.
Yay, the bridge. So yeah, basically, if someone informed me, depending on the do or not, I don't know. Maybe they don't like endurance. I would try and report. I would then try and call into engineering to find out what's going on and if they can fix it in some way. Report back as soon as possible. I don't know. I'm just winging it.
Aye, sir. It's like, yeah, Martel kind of stops. Like, why am I calling him sir? Yes, Bridge. We'll get on that right away.
Rayburn turns and says, I don't like this. I wish to begin a deck by deck sweep of the ship. And he comes over to you, kind of gets close. What say you? What say you?
Oh, you moved away from your console.
Yeah, I'm going over to him because he's in charge.
What did you? What? Sorry.
I wish to do a full deck search, deck by deck.
Sorry. I think that's a little too hasty.
Why
It
you
could
say
be
that?
just a power
Why you
it
think
could
it's too
just-
hasty?
It could just be a power malfunction, in which case it can only be fixed through engineering. However, if the engineering report comes back that there is something going on, then yes, I would say that would be a wise choice to make.
You think it's not a wise choice now?
For all we know, there could just be a loose wire.
And I say that it's dangerous. We should do sweep now.
Hold up, are you a Tellarite?
Yes.
Ah, excellent. Listen here, pig nose. I told you to wait until the engineer comes back with a central report. If there's something wrong, then you can send your pansy ass group of soldiers out there to go check it out. Until then, I need you to return to your console at once.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, okay then.
So, Lieutenant Mira, any news
Sir.
on the comms?
I'm
Trey
picking up
says.
another sensor ghost near sick bay. Vanished again. And he kind of hits the console. Damn it! What the hell is wrong with this thing?
No, Lieutenant, other than the Klingon comms officer over the Mek'leth,
Okay,
driving
man.
me nuts with constant checkups.
So Rayburn just saw another one of those ghost things in sickbay this time.
And sickbay just lost power.
Has engineering came back with a report?
They said,
No. Oh. Maybe I missed it.
they'll look into it. Like they got their hands full apparently.
How many decks are currently out?
How's in this stuff?
It seems just deck 7, sir, seems to be the only one affected right now. Well, it is
How
strange to
many
be seeing sensor
rooms?
go. Sorry, go ahead, sir.
How many rooms are out? Or is it the whole deck?
It appears to be the entire deck, sir.
All right, Rayburn. You could take a security detail down to deck 7 and check it out.
Very good. And Rayburn goes over to the shuttle and heads down.
The power out. See a strange shadowy figure from the emergency light heading right towards poor nurse Blackford. She needs to make a daring security opposed.
God
Oh,
dang
goodness. You got her, Wolfgang?
it. Yeah, I got her. Daring security, you say?
Yep.
Don't worry, Ancest is on the job.
Just note real quick the current day, because she got activated, but nothing cool happens yet. Of course, she could die this time, and I'll be very upset. I'll be very sad. Have a threat for an extra die.
Spending 2 of
Have an
that
army
plus long
of,
game to roll 4.
Bang. Ha!
I didn't roll right. I will take the end a threat to re-roll 3, which should be rolling 4 dice. That's 8 stress to Blackford. Knockdown, so she's knocked prone. And it's also intense, which means it's going to cost 4 momentum or 4 threat for her to stay up.
This is non-lethal.
This is non-lethal.
Yeah, she'll go down. Her staying out doesn't help her. If she gets hit again, she's gonna stay. She's gonna stay down a lot more permanently.
On Sauce, you out of the corner eye, you see the shadow. You move over. You see Blackford go down. Right here.
Oh dear God, not again!
And the shadow ducks away.
Security! Security! As he goes running
Okay, so he's running fitness plus
Avlop,
security.
who is huge, will step out of her office after manually opening the doors. Doctor, what seems to be the problem?
He's literally in such a panic, he's just running straight out. Where is his... Where is he? Darn it. Why can't I find him?
Avlop will move to investigate.
Oh, there he is. Alright, fitness, security.
Yes, fitness security. Difficulty 0. Okay, so you're getting 1 momentum, but he runs two zones, essentially.
Does he make it out of sickbay?
You have to spend the momentum to get out of sickbay.
No, no, I won't spend that. Just, he's running, full speed, screaming, bravely, like a girl.
Hey now.
I said bravely.
Brave,
Avlop
brave
will
Sir Robin.
stop by a wall panel and Avlop to security. Please send detail to sickbay. We appear to have some sort of problem. I'm investigating.
You
Avlop
notice
out.
that the comm signal is out. You go on there, you put the message, and you kind of lit up, and you realize, oh, this isn't working.
Is there a weapons locker in sickbay?
No.
Fair enough. Well, okay. I'm assuming I see. Well, I'm assuming there's someplace I can get like a flashlight or the equivalent.
Beacon, as it's called.
For a momentum.
Okay. So I'll get the beacon and
All
start
right.
investigating.
And you stop there, and as you get the beacon, you search around, you notice a shadowy hooded figure charge up to you. Opposed, daring security. Unless Volop has nerve pinch.
She does have nerve pinch.
So daring medicine.
One of the reasons she got. Don't have any. So I'll give you a threat for a third die.
Did we burn our momentum already?
Yeah, I did it to get the beacon.
Ah.
I got a. She's got a 2.
Spent 3 threats. Get the threat back.
So you got me.
Yep. Hopefully this rolls right. It did, but I'm spending the threat to reroll 3. Seven stress coming to Volop with need to be 3 momentum or 3 threat to stay up to avoid the injury. And she is knocked out.
Hmm. That's a lot of injury, but I'll have to give it to you in threat then.
So you're giving me 3 threat and stay up?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, turn passes to you.
All right, I will spend a determination on sometimes drastic action is necessary, and once again try a nerve pinch.
Alright, daring medicine opposed with daring security.
Ugh, son of a bitch. So she got 2 in a complication.
Spending 1 threat. Ouch.
That was a tie.
Sorry, what?
It was a tie. I got 2. I spent a termination.
Oh, that's right. But the complication.
Yeah.
So
Well, it looks like we're recruiting a new medical staff next week.
For real. 2 sessions in a row.
oh, just
Have
ignore
lost
the
it.
damage for a second. I'm thinking what to do here.
But Ancest will survive. Has Rayburn made it to deck 12 yet?
He will here in a, or he'll be here in a sec on the end of this. So for the complication, ignore the damage. Nothing happens. However, you kind of notice the movements because it's so dark. With the beacon, you're blinded. Kind of get blinded. You essentially you fall prone.
Okay.
There's no damage, but Philop is prone currently.
So it's their go.
No, it passes to Rayburn.
Ah.
Oh, did I make it? Or are we doing Ancest's valiant charge away from action? Testing, can anyone hear me?
Yep. There you are.
Sorry, I was dropping your token in. It is dark in there. You managed to open the doors through the emergency override.
There is some light from a beacon on the floor.
Yep.
And Tellarites do have sensitive senses.
I would say you can kind of see a little bit better than most in here, but you do see a dark, cloaked, hooded figure standing over top of a lot when you enter the room.
What range am I?
You're currently at medium.
Okay, that's optimal, isn't it? For phaser fire?
It is.
Okay. I will use minor action to aim, and I will fire my phaser and attempt to incapacitate said individual.
Finally, he gets to shoot something.
All right. Control security difficulty of let's go 3 because of the conditions.
And then I have Deadeye Marksman.
Which makes it 2.
I will give you a threat for an extra die. I assume hand phasers works as a focus.
Yes. Two momentum gained. Roll phaser damage for me, please.
All right.
Ouch. 6 stress damage there towards the individual. I'm spending 2 threat to keep them up. It now passes to the individual. We're gonna minor roll into cover near the bed. Spending 2 threats for 2 extra minors, 1 to pull out their weapon, and 1 to aim. Spending another threat for 3rd dice.
Excellent work. Make him spin the threat.
Does he miss since it's dark?
Hits. I aimed. Get the 3.
Ah.
What? Hold on. Alright. I'm gonna spend threat to reroll 4. I believe that's 8.
And is this lethal or non-lethal damage?
It's non-lethal.
Rayburn is 30, so I believe he has resistance of 2, I think, for
Alright,
non-lethal
feature.
damage.
Double check real quick. You took the one.
What was that?
You took sturdy, so yeah, it's +1 resistance. So
Okay.
7.
And then I guess I will use. Can I use bold to value to stay up?
You can do it with momentum or
You can use your determination to stay up. Keep in mind you keep the injury. So it says a non-lethal injury. If you spend 2 momentum or give me 2 threat to stay up, you kind of avoid the injury, so it doesn't stick.
and do
Okay.
some determination.
Then I will just burn the 2 momentum if that's okay.
All right. It does pass to Volop after this. She's currently on the
She will-
ground.
So is getting up a minor?
Getting up
Or-
is a minor.
He's the shadow guy's kind of knelt down by the bed, right?
Chadwick, yes, she is currently down.
No. Shadow guy.
Oh, yes, Shadow Guy is kind of kneel down, taking cover, shooting from.
Well, can I move across to and attack him without actually getting up? Don't have anything for an extra minor.
I would say you could roll, sort of, kind of do a cart, or not as like a roll. Like
Okay, yeah, I'll
tackle
roll and
over.
try and nerve pinch him.
Okay, posed for daring medicine for Volop.
Okay, I'll give you a threat for a 3rd die. Let's see what happens here. Martial arts is a focus since she's been getting beat up a lot. There we go. 4.
Spend an extra couple threat there. Ooh. Yeah, roll damage. Nerve pinch. You gain 1 momentum from that.
Very good. See how there's something funky about the way you do nerve pinch damage or not.
You have to kind of scale it properly on the dice roller sheet. So
Nerve pinch counts as a melee weapon with 1 challenge die. Intense, non-lethal.
it'd be
Science or
5.
medicine, security.
Yeah, it'd be 5 challenge dice since you're using medicine.
Yeah, okay. That was what I needed to know. And it does have the intense quality.
Ouch. Well, she already. Yeah. Yes. You nerve pinch, and you hear the sound of a scream. She goes down, collapses.
She goes down.
She goes down. Yes.
Thank you, Lieutenant Rayburn. Your intervention was most timely. I'll reach
Are
over
we
and
out
grab.
of combat?
Yes, we're out of combat. It's still dark though in sickbay.
I'll grab the beacon and see who this is under the hood.
Let's pull the hood off.
You get up, you pull the hood off, you shine the beacon. To your shock and amaze, it looks exactly like Jensen.
I look at Rayburn and say, I begin to loathe temporal mechanics.
I didn't hear who's it look like?
Jensen, the looks just like this lady.
Ah,
I'm a C2 nurse, Blackford.
out of curiosity, how far has Anses got by this point?
He's probably at the corner somewhere, kind of stopped. Give me daring plus medicine difficulty 1. Get a momentum. You wake poor nurse out. She was merely unconscious, but you kind of bring her to from her comatose state. She's sore.
I picked the hooded figure up and put her on the bio bed.
When you do, you notice from like the original that you see kind of like spiderweb veins, like kind of poking out through, going up to her face.
Avalop will secure her with the medical restraints. Perhaps you should search her for weapons or technology?
Do they even work right now with power being down?
Well, I mean, they're just straps.
Oh, the physical straps, not the
Yeah.
force field. Yeah, Rayburn will do a very thorough search.
Meanwhile, Avalop will grab a medical tricorder and med kit and see if she can't stabilize this one too. Or wake her up, whatever.
Give me a daring medicine difficulty 2 to stabilize her.
Okay, I'll give you a momentum for third die.
Imagine by this point, Anses has probably found a working comm terminal to scream at the bridge for help.
Let's see, I spent my determination already. So there's not much I can do about that. Will you let me succeed at cost?
Or let Rayburn help. Doctor, I believe you're holding the scanner backward.
Oh wait, I'm in. Well, no, because the power's down, so I can't get a ship assist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
assist from the ship on it. I'll allow the assist from Rayburn. It'll be daring medicine. You'll be rolling 1 dice.
Daring medicine. 1 dice. No focus.
The two of you managed to stabilize this other Jensen.
See, Doctor, I told you, if you point that side towards him, you get a lot better results.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
All right, Mr. Rayburn, give me insight plus security, difficulty 2 to kind of make sure you get all the
People
weapons.
are lucky that she's a psychiatrist and not just a psychologist.
Get a momentum. You find a Type 2 phaser. Some sort of potentially a communicator device.
Now, is this a standard Federation phaser, or...
It's a standard Federation phaser.
Okay, because how is it getting vicious?
No, that was the unarmed strike. The
Oh.
melee.
Hmm. So does the Dark Jensen wake up?
Slowly comes to. Great. Should have just killed me. Would have been easier that way.
I could agree with that. Now, why are you on our ship?
Well, that's for me to know and for you to find out. She just
You
smiles.
appear to have some sort of subcutaneous growth. What has caused this condition? I'll be scanning
Not
her.
your concern.
I can see she's not going to be cooperative. I must go make a full report to the bridge. Keep her in full restraints at all times.
I don't suppose you could spare a security officer.
I would, but comms are down.
Very well.
And Rayburn is going to go and find the nearest actual working comm unit to bring more
Lieutenant
security.
Jensen, perhaps you can be of some assistance.
What? Kind of comes to a little bit.
No, I'm talking to the original one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's kind of like in and out.
It appears that your twin has appeared.
Twin? I don't have a twin.
Hmm.
Unless the. No, that.
Unless what, Lieutenant?
No,
Please,
um,
speculate.
that's a lot of variables. I'm sorry.
After making sure this one is secured, Avalop is going to take her tricorder over and do a scan on Jensen's head.
Reason, medicine, difficulty of 1.
Just for shits and giggles, I'll give you a momentum for a third tie. There we go.
2 momentum gained. Lieutenant Jensen is still somewhat. Her neurons are misfiring in her mind, or well, in her brain. It's like she has a thought process, it doesn't finish, or it goes into a different direction.
So this is physiological, neurological damage.
Yeah.
Is this something we are able to repair? Do I think?
No, because some of the neurons, when you see it fire, they just disappear and then they reappear.
Oh, sorry. So they disappear and they reappear.
Yeah.
Is that anything that I'm familiar with my medical and psychiatric studies?
No, you've never seen this before.
Lieutenant Jensen, you appear to have some sort of relatively severe neurological damage. It's like nothing I have ever seen before. I'm afraid that we cannot help you. However, if your story about coming from the future is true, perhaps physicians there will be able to take care of you.
Can you describe what's happening in the brain?
Yes, and I'd do so.
Oh, this is bad. Very, very bad.
Is there anything I can do?
Unfortunately, no. I have to return to my own time. Where am I from? No. When am I from?
Do you have some sort of device to aid your return?
And the other Jensen says, "Oh, she's just suffering from temporal psychosis." Here, I thought I was
Indeed.
worried about her. Oh, silly me.
Fascinating. So are you from her time frame? And if so, why are there two of you?
Oh, that's the big mystery now, isn't it?
Indeed. Lieutenant Jensen, I turn back to this one. Can you get yourself home?
She kind of searches around her and then pulls out a device. Hits the button. Hits it again. It appears to be broken. Or did the... I
Perhaps
can't
it was.
go home. My home no longer exists.
Is this true? I ask this one.
She just tries to shrug despite the restraints.
If you were truly concerned about Lieutenant Jensen, I do not understand your reticence to share information that might help the situation.
Yeah, see, I really don't care if she lives or dies.
Fascinating. is evidence that there are multiple timelines. I take it you are not from the same future as Lieutenant Jensen.
You could say that. I mean, there's a whole slew of theories that could explain my presence here. And hers. I mean... And we go down momentum as we enter the next scene.
I'll get that down. Just give me a moment.
Yes.
There we go. Haha.
I feel like I missed a few key details in that whole thing. Well, what's going on? The ghost guys come from the future and the future does not exist?
She's from one future reality, this Jensen. She is another Jensen, looks just like her, only sicker. And either Jensen Prime's device to return her to her own time is broken, own timeline no longer exists. She may or may not be from the Jensen from a different timeline or a different future. Temporal mechanics will give you a headache.
So just casual time business as usual on the Star Trek franchise.
Exactly.
Business as usual.
So what do my medical scans tell me about Jensen Beta?
1 second. So the power returns as the room lights back up. It's like, oh, they fixed the power. How quaint. Took them long enough. As for the scans, you're not quite sure. There seems to be several tiny metal objects swarming inside of her.
Nanites? You appear to be hosting several microscopic constructs in your body. Is this normal, or are you undergoing some sort of infection or unwilling assault?
No. And no. And no.
No, this is not normal. No, you're not undergoing an infection or assault.
I mean, or I could just be lying to you. I mean, you don't know. Do you really know anything at all? If you don't mind, what is the current time?
That is a fascinating question with several possible answers depending on our present location in space and upon which dating system you prefer to use. Terran days, of course, are approximately 5.6 sol days shorter than Vulcan days. If we were to use the Vulcan calendar, the time frame would be quite different and really does not take into account the multiple shifts through the space-time continuum, which have led us to our current location. However, if we were to use the Earth calendar, it would be an entirely different month than it is in the Vulcan calendar. So as you see, your questions do not admit of an easy answer. Of course, I suppose we could use the Tellarite calendar, but it seems that would only further confuse the issue.
Oh, Vulcans. And I thought I was the pragmatic one.
Perhaps, if you were to show a bit more cooperation, that might inspire me to cooperate further with you.
Well, let's be honest here. We're all not going to be here much longer, so. Does this cruise come with, some luxuries, or am I just strapped in here until the end of time? That's quite long if you wish to get into it. Give me insight. Uh, Go insight medicine.
What's my difficulty?
2.
I have a momentum for a third. Glad I did that.
You notice when she said you don't have to wait too much longer that she quite literally means that she doesn't expect to be here much longer, even strapped down. And you're quite sure that she's definitely strapped down and secured.
I am afraid that the necessity of getting the information you have overrides general medical ethics in favor of my oath to Starfleet. Please do not resist, and I will try to mind meld with her.
Oh.
And of course, there's nobody left to save her when this goes horribly wrong.
Exactly. That's why I asked you for a damn security guard.
Well, I'm still hunting for a thing to call.
So
Didn't have cell phones.
this is very much going to be a posed task here. For you, it will be control medicine. For the opposed, this will make this fitness security.
Mind melds is a focus. Now let's see. Don't have a momentum for a third die. I've already spent my determination. Don't really have a value I can channel, so I'll go ahead and give you 2 threat on top of the momentum, 4th die. Son of a bitch. She just cannot roll in a pinch. Wow, that sucks. Oh well, sorry guys, nothing I can do.
Has Rayburn found comm yet? Seems like I don't know what to do with this game anymore.
I can't do anything. I'm on the bridge making sure the ship doesn't explode.
Oh, my microphone was on mute. So, you do go into the mind meld briefly. during the mind meld process, you feel this intense hatred, this dark essence, and it just pushes you out.
Always a good thing.
And yes,
Strangely, as a
Rayburn, you found a working console.
bridge, this is Rayburn. Come in.
Go ahead.
Intruder alert. We have a intruder in sick bay. Injuries in sick bay. Requesting additional security personnel meet me in sick bay.
Has the intruder been fully apprehended, or are there more aboard?
This one has been taken down. Unknown about other intruders. Recommend full security alert. Sweep all decks.
Havelop will stagger back and hit the comm panel on the control there. Havelop to bridge.
Go ahead.
I have reason to believe that the ship may be in danger. While I have no direct evidence, the assailant in sickbay appears to believe that none of us will be here for too much longer. I suspect potential sabotage or any other intruders detected throughout the ship.
Acknowledged. I set this ship to red alert and order a security team down sick bay and start ordering sensor sweeps. I mean, security sweeps. My bad.
All right.
Think I'll also.
All right. So you're gonna do essentially a internal sweep for potential sabotage, meaning potentially possible explosives, and brings us to another extended task.
Am I the one rolling all this, or is someone else doing it?
So I'm gonna let you guys decide here, but this is gonna be a reason plus security difficulty 4 assisted by the ship's sensors plus security. You can have other individuals help with this because it's essentially a deck by deck search. The work is 15, magnitude 4. You're only going to have a total of 8 intervals, so this will be a timed extended task.
Let's see. Reason security. I have a 12.
I have 10, so I don't think it would be good for me to do it.
Let's check some of the supports just in case. This is where you wish Wolfgang and Martel might have good scores.
Actually, he has a 15.
Yeah, Martel's rolling a 15. Can we use him with maybe Rayburn assisting?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
You want to roll for him since it's a player character GM?
I like how I accidentally said sensor sweep, but it turned out to be the right idea.
You can go ahead and roll for him.
Okay.
Rayburn will also take the moment to point out that he was right in the beginning.
Of course he will. Focusing computers. Since we're doing an internal sensor sweep.
No, not in this case.
Would combat tactics work?
No.
Okay.
Shipboard tactical systems?
No.
Survival?
No.
EPS power systems?
No.
Okay, so we're starting off with difficulty 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Would normally
Is
be
the
a
ship
5, but the ship has advanced sensors, so.
okay? So the ship is going to be assisting with computers or sensors?
Sensors security.
Okay, cool. That'll make technical expertise kick in. Okay. So I'll spend his determination on nothing beats Federation technology, because that's what we're using to ferret out any wrongdoing.
Okay.
Then that's 2, difficulty 4, got technical expertise. I'll give you 2 threat for the third die. And let's see. There's 3, 4,
1
5.
momentum so far. 2, just need the ship.
Which was sensors security.
Correct. 3 momentum gained. I need 6 challenge dice from Martel. Dear God.
My God.
It's a double breakthrough, isn't it?
That's 8 successes there. Resistance. And you can only get 1 breakthrough unless you have a talent. That
Okay.
Whenever you succeed a task using reason or controls, into task, you may ignore up to 2 resistance for every effect roll. He has intense scrutiny.
That's right. Then it'll be 10 work. 1 breakthrough.
Oh, I need to roll his veteran. Oops. Click off. There we go. Nope.
Nope.
Read over his.
So yes, same roll. Reason security difficulty is now 3. Assisted by the ship's sensors plus security.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll it straight. Well, no, I'll use a momentum for a third die. There's 2.
There's your 3. Currently at 2 momentum.
The Argo.
Oh. Alright, gain 1 momentum, so you get the momentum back. 6 challenge dice, please.
To confirm, we're still sitting at 3 momentum.
Yes, you're at 3 momentum.
Want to make sure I didn't miss here.
Damn.
I believe that will complete the extended task because that's more than 5 and it's past the work track, which is 2 breakthroughs. Actually, no. Just need 4. My bad. But it is 2 breakthroughs, so difficulty goes down to 1.
And you're counting that he ignores the resistance.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it caps at 15. So
right. We basically need another breakthrough.
yeah, so it's still the same roll, difficulty of 1.
Okie dokie. Spend a momentum for a third die. And then here is the ship.
Get 3 momentum. 6 challenge dice. And doesn't matter because you just need the 1 work, and that completes the work track.
All right. Man, Martell is just built for.
He is.
Wow, he's got 7 miles.
It's a beast.
So I'll just post this in the Argo chat on Discord.
Have they been removed, or we've just
No,
found them?
you found them.
Perhaps now we should remove them.
Transporter room, lock on to the devices and energize.
Sure you don't want to take some scans first, maybe?
Yeah, what could go wrong?
They
If you blow up my ship, dude.
If we're gonna try and scan it, I would say keep one, get rid of the rest. Therefore, if we lose science lab, we lose science lab.
Just, you know,
But that's just me.
if maybe a transporter would set them off, or...
you spend a momentum, I'll give you an answer.
Yes. Please.
Nah, we're good. Don't worry about it.
So
We don't need to. We don't need to be careful of them blowing up on the transporter. Just chuck them out the nearest airlock.
Raybird is ready
wind
for
up
the next
sheep and
campaign.
toiletry.
Unfortunately, these devices are actually attached to the ship components. Removing them via transport would probably cause them to go off due to any, like, essentially you're tampering with it, and that will cause premature detonation.
Chuck them out the airlock.
Now we're going to have to, like, since they're attached, we're going to have to do some sort of, I would guess, extended task to safely remove them.
Bingo.
We can't pull a
Take the
Jordy.
entire computer core and chuck it out the window.
What is going to be the, here we are, to be the traits for this extended task?
So this is another timed interval because you want to get it by the actual completion of the total intervals. Ship go devices kind of go boom. Bye ship. Huh. So, however, these devices are spread out throughout the ship on deck 8, deck 12, deck 5, and deck 6.
Right.
So, there's a couple ways you can handle this. You can order engineering crews to each individual of those locations, which in case this will be a presence engineering to remove the devices. You will have a total of 8 intervals. If you decide to do them by a character, they will have to move in position, which will take up another interval.
Well, can Rayburn do it without using an interval? Since he was the one searching for it in the first place?
No, because these are counting down.
Yeah, and they're multiples.
Yeah.
So in each task roll, remember, takes 2 intervals. So we basically have roll to to knock this out. So what was it if we did engineering teams?
It would be presence plus engineering. Essentially, you are ordering individuals to those locations to remove and talk them through to remove the actual devices. And this will be assisted by the ship's communications plus engineering.
Well, Rayburn's got a 12.
As does Martel. He's not the best at this. The captain actually has a 14.
But he's on the Mek'leth.
Yep.
Well, I guess Rayburn could do it.
What are you rolling?
12.
It is presence plus engineering.
Yep, I have an 8 and a 4.
We might need Martel to do it just because of his engineering talent, which are just devastating for extended tasks because he has miracle work.
Are we allowed to use him?
You just did on the previous one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so but let's also look at Anders. Actually, Anders is rolling a 14. And he also has Miracle Worker. And technical expertise and cautious engineering. So honestly, Anders could lead, and he hasn't used determination yet. So that's my vote.
Okay. I mean,
Can there be assists or? GM?
I think you
For
can
this though,
answer.
there won't be really any assists because you're going more the presence route, but you could use a spend a momentum to gain an engineering team, which Wolfgang brought up. You can lower the difficulty by 1 or the resistance.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Spend a momentum to get an engineering team, since that's how. Basically, what as I'm seeing this, and tell me if I'm not visioning it wrong, Anders is in like main engineering, or he's in one of the places where the things are, and he's talking everybody through it, all the engineering teams, right?
Okay.
Hence presence engineering. Am I
Yeah,
thinking right?
it'd be presence engineering assisted by these ships' communications plus engineering. Difficulty 4 to start out with. Are you using the engineering team to lower the difficulty by 1 to make it difficulty 3? Or are you going it more towards resistance?
Okay, what's our resistance?
Resistance is 2.
Probably
Yeah,
best to bring the difficulty down, especially
I'm
in the
not really
beginning.
worried about the difficulty here at first. I think I'm going to use it on resistance.
Okay, resistance goes down by 1.
Okay. So I'm going to, for this first roll, I'm going to spend Anders' determination on get the job done. Or actually, good in a crisis.
I'll accept both.
Okay, so good in a crisis. I will spend a 1 momentum and 1 threat for the third die to activate cautious. Don't think I have any focuses that will apply. Okay, so I've already got 2 on the board. Let's see what we can do with this. There's the
There's 4.
4. Communications engineering, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Get a momentum. I need 7 challenge dice.
That should
That's
be
5.
5, which is
And
a breakthrough.
I believe he has Miracle Worker too, right?
Right. So he's got at least 1 effect. So that's 2 breakthroughs.
So difficulty goes down to 2. Work 5, 2 breakthroughs. Difficulty is now at 2. I'm going to spend some threat. The resistance, as you're working through this, the devices kind of change configuration suddenly, and the resistance now goes up to 4.
Is that including the engineering team advantage?
Yes, it is.
Wow. Okay. So the difficulty's at 2, correct?
Yes, difficulty is at 2.
Okay, so I'll give you the last give you the last momentum for a third die. See if we can build up some momentum here. Which of course we can't. Oh, this is actually Anders, not Martel. Change. Okay. And then the boat. No help there this this time.
No
But we got
momentum
it.
gained, but you do got it. So 7 challenge dice, please.
Oh, that's not good.
So because of the resistance, there is 0 work being done. This will use up interval. You have essentially 2 more attempts at this.
I don't know. Would you take a threat for a reroll of 3 challenge dice?
Sure.
Okay. Let's do 3 dice. Two work.
That puts you at a total of 7 work.
Clear off some stuff. All right. So still difficulty 2.
Still 2, and I am keeping the resistance at 4.
Okay. I'm gonna have to give you a threat for a 3rd die. Just don't trust it. There we go. There's the momentum. Then the Argo. No whammies though, so we do have 1 momentum. 7 dice. I'll spend that momentum to reroll.
3.
Hold on. So right now we're doing 1 work.
Yes, currently you're doing 1 work.
If I put it into momentum, means into piercing, we'd only gain 3 work. So I think, and somebody tell me if I'm wrong, the reroll is the best way to do it.
Yeah, because you have the larger chance of getting some 2s and 1s out of that, so you might get a lot.
So let's try it.
Well,
That's 4 work. Not a breakthrough.
Yeah.
It's a total of 11 work being done.
Last chance, otherwise the ship explodes.
So what do you want to call it, the new ship? Now, has Ancest made it to an escape pod yet?
No, I
'Cause
think he
will
went
be
back
the
to his
only
post.
survivor of the ship.
Just no time for anything else. What do you got, Wolfgang?
I'd say just throw. Well, I hesitate to say to throw as much threat as you can at it to try to get a bunch of dice and roll it down. Because flip side of that is you could spend to pull it back down.
Yeah.
But honestly, there's no real other option. We need to fill the work track and get 5 in 1 roll. So you need a lot of threat to make this for it to even be viable.
Yep.
So
Someone give you 6 threat for 5
I
dice.
will. I'll give you this though, if you want. I will give you a determination and a complication. You know, there'll be a complication attached to it. The complication is, the difficulty is going to go up by 1.
Yeah, I don't know if that's worth it.
Can I roll for a Deus Ex Machina?
Well, I mean, difficulty that means difficulty is only 3, which ain't terrible. I'd have determination to spend, so there'd automatically be 2 on the board.
Well, I mean, if you want to take the chance.
So yeah, I'll do that for a difficulty of 3 roll, and I'll spend it on get the job done this time. I will give you. This is going to give him a bunch of threat. 2 threat for 3 dice.
Spending that 2 threat to keep the resistance at 4.
Yeah, let's see if we die. So that's 4.
Get a momentum.
Plus the ship.
Come on, ship. Hey, it helped.
There's 2. That's
7 challenge dice.
Change that. Click out. Come on, big money.
Well, there's 4 work currently being done, which
Okay.
that completes the work track. So that does get you the third breakthrough. However, you still need 1 more breakthrough.
Right. So, I'd like to spend 1 to re-roll and 1 for piercing.
You could just spend the 1 for extra work, and that will bring it to 5, and that will get you the breakthrough to complete the task.
Okay, we'll do it that way.
Hey, you get to save momentum.
I know, that's true. So yeah, we'll spend 1 for the 1 extra work.
All right.
That was more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
This
I want it
Yes.
off my
picture
ship.
is
I don't care what it takes. I want that teller right off my ship.
that picture is an accurate depiction, and if we opened all the airlocks.
So, yes, the engineering teams throughout the ship, the 4 locations designated by the security teams, have on the wire, the last minute diffused all of the explosive devices. Pretty much down to the wire.
Anders to bridge. We've we got it done, sir.
Thanks to heavenly lords of everything.
Yes, sir.
I was literally on the verge of about to abandon ship. Is there anything else that needs to be reported? Have we found the other intruders or whatnot, or who placed those bombs in the first place?
You'll have to ask Lieutenant Rayburn, sir. Engineering out.
Okie doke. Bridge to Lieutenant Rayburn.
This is Rayburn. Go ahead.
Have we found out exactly who placed those bombs on our ship?
GM.
Yeah,
Well, you're only aware of the 1 intruder.
Well,
So
There
far, I've
were
only found
multiple
1.
ghosts. Remember, there were multiple ghosts at key sections through the ship.
I plan to continue the search.
acknowledge. Keep me informed.
Yes, sir. Of course, this all could have been avoided if you would have realized that I was right in the first place.
So,
You have your racial defects. I have mine. Let's just deal with it, pig nose.
That you're wrong. Understood.
Both races are stubborn.
Just for that, since he can still get focuses, I'm going to give Anders composure.
for Ansas and Valop and Blackford, as you notice the other Jensen beta there kind of going. Ship should have gone boom by now. Why didn't it go boom? This is troubling.
I would assume because our engineering staff has successfully removed and deactivated whatever devices you planted throughout the vessel.
Ugh. Why do you
And
all
says here
have to
that-
be so stubborn? Always the hard way, I guess.
I have a reason I'm blue.
Lieutenant Jensen, perhaps you should check your device one more time.
She hits it. Still nothing.
Ansel says, excuse me, doctor, I need to use a restroom break. I'll be back at the end of the crisis.
Very well, Doctor.
And Ansel will
Doctor,
head out.
I believe the captain was... Doctor?
My question is,
Yay.
does the bridge crew report what just happened to the captain?
Wasn't the captain in sick bay?
The captain is on the Mek'leth. He's
Yep.
not on board the ship.
I was just playing a supporting character.
Oh. What happened to the captain?
He
Captain's
is
on board the Klingon ship.
He's
Oh,
a
right, that's what
honorable
happened.
guest. Mir kind of, Lieutenant, do you wish me to report what just happened over to the captain? We've been kind of calm silent with him for a while.
Oh, sorry. Yes, go ahead and report the circumstance over to the captain. He should be informed of what's going on the ship.
Of course.
This should go well.
Someone's getting fired out of cannon.
So does my communicator beep? Haggard here.
Captain, this is Lieutenant Mira. We have just experienced a essentially alarming events here recently. Appears that we've caught an intruder who is currently being held in sickbay, as well as engineering staff has reported disabling 4 explosive devices planted on the ship.
Haggard shoots to his feet. What?
Yes, sir. The explosives have been disarmed, and we are currently on yellow alert.
Well done to engineering. What can you tell me about this intruder?
Sickbay hasn't not given me information yet to pass along to you, Captain. If you like, I can patch you in through or to Lieutenant Rayburn. He was at the scene.
Do so.
One moment. And
Damn
As
it,
you-
Bridge, I'm busy looking for other intruders. What do you want now?
Mr. Rayburn, report.
Oh, Captain.
I understand there's been an intruder and attempted bombing on my ship?
Yes, sir. I recommended a full security sweep before this all happened. However, I was denied, despite my arguments.
Yes, we'll
However-
sort all that out later. What can you tell me about the prisoner you've captured?
It appears to be a clone or perhaps a duplicate of the Lieutenant Jensen, isn't it?
Jensen, yeah.
Jensen. From what I understand, she may be from a parallel universe or timeline.
Curiouser and curiouser, as Alice said. Very well. Mr. Rayburn, do not let her out of your sight. I don't know if you can manage to keep her here or not, but do your damnedest. So when we come out of warp, hopefully I can beam back over and question her myself. See what you can learn from her.
Yes, sir. It's odd that they could make a duplicate so perfect.
We're dealing with time travel, Mr. Rayburn. I don't know if this is necessarily a duplicate or from another timeline or great bird of space only knows what. Great bird of the
I
galaxy.
hate
That's who
time
Roddenberry is.
travel.
I'm not particularly fond of it myself. And have your teams go over the ship with a fine-tooth comb, just in case.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Rayburn, keep me in the loop next time.
Yes, sir. Although I would point out that I did relay this information to the bridge.
Understood. Haggard out. And I will go and see if I can see the general again.
Klingon shows you to the bridge of the Mek'leth.
General, have your internal sensors noticed anything unusual in the last hour or so?
Kind of looks over to his security officer and he goes, Our sensors have been clear, internal and exterior. Other than your ship, our communications officer has maintained a constant constant communication with the Federation vessel known as the Argo.
Sure, Lieutenant Mira has enjoyed that. I ask, General, because it appears that my ship experienced at least one intruder, and my engineering teams had to remove multiple explosive devices from key ship's components. Fortunately, all seems to be well now, and we've captured one of the assumed perpetrators.
A most interesting turn of events, Captain. And he looks over to his security officer. Perform a full entire security sweep of all essential and non-essential systems throughout the entire ship.
And perhaps some special attention to Chancellor Gorkon's quarters? Counselor Gorkon's quarters, just in case. And General, when we drop out of warp, I would appreciate the opportunity to visit my ship and interrogate this person in person. I, of course, welcome any escort you would like to send along.
Well, you don't have to wait too much longer, Captain. We're about to drop out of warp here in a few seconds. Should be arriving upon their position shortly.
Let's hope there are no more surprises.
And both ships come out of warp. And at least on the Mek'leth, you can see on the view screen two Klingon birds of prey as well as two Romulan birds of prey. General, we are receiving a signal from the Romulan ship. Commander Suri, along with her escort, and the perpetrator sub-commander Valek are requesting to beam aboard. Prudent. I'll give them that. Very well. I am sorry, Captain. It appears that you're going to your vessel will have to wait.
Understood, General.
And the general gets up and his escort, along with you, Captain, head towards their transporter room.
Very good.
Speed things along here a little bit. The general gives the order to go ahead and have them beam aboard. Yes, it was a new scene, so you should be at 1 momentum. On the Klingon transporter pad, 4 Romulans beam aboard the Mek'leth. General, it is a pleasure to see you again. I see Captain Haggard of the Argo is here as well. I'm assuming his first officer is being detained on board this ship. You said you had evidence, Romulan. Ah, yes. Pulls out a pad, hands it to the general. It would appear that Sub-Commander Vilek was acting upon his own volition to engage in a conflict between the Klingons and the Federation. I am deeply sorry for this incident, and the people of Romulus offer our sincere apologies in this matter.
So this Sub-Commander Valek brainwashed my first officer.
That would appear so. Not to go into too details, but Sub-Commander Vilek is a highly trained intelligence officer.
And the security officer who accompanied Commander von Wartburg to your facility on Gorkon, Lieutenant Shishran.
Regrettably, she was killed. I am sorry for your loss.
I would request her body be returned so that we may give her proper funeral rites.
Unfortunately, her body, from what I understand, was buried in a bunch of rubble during an earthquake.
Is she telling the truth?
4.
Do I think?
Give me Insight Command difficulty 2.
Momentum still left on the board.
Yeah, I'll spin that.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to give him a threat since I've got ball.
Oh, okay. I'll take that back then. Like...
Got it.
See if I can get it. Since I activated bold, see if I can get a complication on one of those zeros. Yep, sure can.
It never fails.
That's the way the night's been going.
Yeah, so yeah, you do succeed. For the most part, yeah, she seems very truthful and honest, yet she does seem like she's holding some information back. As for the complication, the general is kind of looking over this data pad and he's not really letting you see it.
General?
I believe the High Council member would want to see this. If you would follow me and my men, I will escort you to our observation lounge. It's kind of hard to say that in that voice.
Mm. Okay.
So you head towards the lounge area. When you enter the room, you notice that Commander Wolfgang is standing there with two armed Klingon guards. Currently, there are two guards guarding the High Council member, while the Romulan entourage and the captain and the general's escort are there in the room as well.
I'm going to try to position myself where I can move to get between the Chancellor and as many people as I can if I have to. I mean, the Counselor. I'm sorry.
All right. The general hands the pad down to Gorkon. It says here on this pad that Gorkon speaks. Commander Wolfgang willingly underwent the procedure, fearing that he could not carry out my assassination.
Sorry, run that again one more time, Prax.
So Gorkon speaks as he kind of looks down at the pad and says, "It appears that Commander Wolfgang knowingly went undergone the Romulan procedure to ensure that he would carry out the assassination attempt willingly."
That's impossible. And I look over at Tori and go, so what sort of duplicity is this? My first officer would never attempt an assassination.
"I apologize, Captain," Sori speaks up, "but these are from the records that we have. Fortunately, I was not present during these actions, and I am deeply sorry for this."
And Sub-Commander Valek, I would like to question that officer.
"He has decided to remain silent. Though we do have our ways to gain information, I felt it more prudent to hand him over to Klingon forces to ensure open honesty."
She's good. Council member, I contest this testimony and request time to investigate it and an opportunity to prove its falsehood.
Indeed, it would not be beyond the efforts of certain members of intelligence to modify such records. Not saying that you would, of course, more the people who foisted this upon me, because I as well contest these claims.
And I have a and I have a Vulcan medical officer who performed a mind meld on Commander von Wartburg that will testify to images of horrific torture and
That sounds-
brainwashing.
That sounds about right.
But in any event, I would like the opportunity to try and expose these lies for what they are.
If you like, she pulls out a bed. Here are video recordings from my vessel when Commander von Wartburg was on board, meeting with Sub Commander Vilek.
Convenient you have these recordings. I assume that these also show the manner of Lieutenant Tran's demise.
No, they do not. As I said, she was killed on the planet's surface during a minequake, during the earthquake.
Again, High Counselor, I request time to examine this as evidence alongside your own people and to... Yeah, really am. I request time to examine this evidence and to determine exactly what happened.
It's a wise cautionary. I shall examine this evidence even further. It seems strange that a single Starfleet officer would want to attempt assassination and start a war. It's very un-Starfleet-like.
I can assure you that Starfleet and the Federation have no interest in a war with the Klingon Empire. My ship and my crew and myself are here as surety of that.
Very well. We shall convene tomorrow after I review the evidence. I will have a copy sent to you, Captain. He kind of stands up and kind of see the stars behind, and then with the two Romulan birds of prey being escorted by the two Romulan ship. All of a sudden, there you start seeing explosions on the warbirds, and both erupt in a giant fireball, and the ship shakes.
On the Klingon warbirds.
The Romulan warbirds.
Oh.
You see Commander Suri, a blank stare of horror upon her face, as she looks both confused and in a state of shock, watching her two vessels be instantly destroyed in a blink of an eye. Both the Klingons and everyone in the room are confused. And you notice for a second that Sub-Commander Vilek bites down on something and he starts to choke as his body begins to decompose and then
No!
Oh, God.
vaporizes himself.
That's one way to avoid responsibility.
And Captain, give me insight security real quick. You're hovering near Commander Wolfgang.
Oh, great. I'll give you a momentum for third die.
A difficulty of 2. Let's make it 3.
Do I have a focus that will work for this? deception, strategy and tactics, inspiration, negotiation, persuasion, history.
No, it would be more observation.
Okay. Okay, so it's difficulty. We're going difficulty 3.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and spend my determination on 750 people depend on me. Actually, it feels like a lot more than that right now, but will you take it?
Not in this case, no.
All warfare is based upon deception because I'm.
I'll take that.
You will?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna spin that. Let me go ahead and, while I'm thinking about it, roll my veteran. No such luck today. Let's hope I don't need it again. All right, 2 on the board. Total of 4.
1 momentum gained. You notice the essentially the molecules for Commander Wolfgang start to dematerialize as he's begun to be transported away.
Can I grab him and jump into the beam?
You don't have enough momentum for that. And he's beamed away. And with that, we'll leave this with to be continued.
Never ending.